Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the predictions video. Yes, quite a long time back. This was a very early Rust rotation. These skins have been out for quite some time, and you can notice a lot of them have incredibly high sales already. But anyway, the main point is that we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of these brand new skins that you see right here, and we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment this week, which of these skins potentially might give us some of those sweet, delicious looking profits. So I'm not lying when I said that it's been quite some time already. And even then, it's very alarming to see the amount of sales that we've got already. So maybe we're past the very low sales that we've seen throughout all of the autumn fall season, basically September, October, November. Maybe things are different. Anyway, so basically, looking at the likes of what we have here, let's jump in and start talking about the likes of what's potentially looking to be the best investment this week. Let's talk about Legacy Kevlar. Now, these two skins are selling absurd amounts, and we're not even 24 hours in. Now, let's also take a look at the likes of the face mask here, because yes, even though it looks like a beanie hat, even though it doesn't even look like he's wearing a face mask, that is a face mask. And here's the weird thing, Kosem, the skin creator, did submit a proper version with a face mask, but no, they wanted to accept this one, which at the end of the day, it's up to Face Punch. You can complain all you want, well... Sorry to say, but basically at the end of the day, this is just far too good to turn down in terms of an investment. Now, we have to be a bit cautious in regards to how many of them get bought, but the main question is how many will be bought. We don't really want to rush into buying this one in terms of investment. Now, by all means, if you like it and want it, which I don't blame you for, you of course will want to buy this. By all means, go ahead, buy it, support the skin creator. But in terms of wanting to make a good profit out of it, we do need to wait until Wednesday. I do think this is going to have a very absurd amount of sales, and we have to kind of work around that. So the smartest approach is to be very patient and wait it out until Wednesday. Both of these skins are abnormal, right? We are much better off if we use that to our advantage. Let's do the abnormal barders first, look at the support afterwards, then you can immediately figure out whether you want to jump in and make a purchase. Because I'll be honest with you, you definitely want to be extra careful with this, because you might sit there and say, oh my god, it's pay to win. Well, loads of other people thinking that as well. And loads of other people are probably buying 50 or 100 of these extra with the pure intent to sell them. And if everybody buys a ton of them, well, yeah, there's going to be a lot of them appearing on the Steam market, a lot of them appearing on third-party sites, and then it'll get to a point where people are competing with each other to try and sell them, and then the prices go down because people keep undercutting each other. That's the worry, that's the issue, that's the problem. However, how we even climax to the highest potential point in terms of player count. Basically, for Thursday, Force Wipe, which we've just gone through, we only maxed out at 130,000 peak players. Now, over the course of the weekend, could we go even higher? Yes, I do expect so. And over the course of the rest of this month, we have the likes of Twitch Rivals taking place next week. And then, of course, we have the actual release of the in-game Christmas content. And then eventually, it'll be after Christmas, so post-Christmas will take place. We'll roll into January. We very likely could have a much higher player count. So, with many more people playing the game, we can expect a nice increase in demand for all the skins, and of course that will lead to much better skin prices. Could things work out perfectly fine regardless, hopefully? But the main question is, do we have all those people already around? Or will a whole bunch of people only appear after this Rustor is rotated, and then they see the likes of this combination and think, oh my god, I need that, and then suddenly the price is instantly good, instantly in the positive? There's so many things to question, alright? But I should also show you this, because this Tier 3 set blends in ever so nicely with the likes of, well, of course, Blackout. Now, I've already made mention of that and whatnot, but it does look pretty clean with that. And let's also not rule out the possibility that we very likely could see Tier 2 and Hoodie and Pants for its own set eventually. I don't know if that's going to definitely be 100%, but at $2.49 for both piece, it is a little bit cheaper compared to Blackout. But I don't necessarily think it's going to immediately... I'm not sure if everybody's going to immediately want to replace the chest plate, but for the face mask, probably. Now, we have to talk about the pay-to-win aspect. How's that pay-to-win? Well, if people see you from a distance away, they're going to see you like that, and they're going to think, oh, he's wearing a beanie hat. But you're not. You're wearing a face mask. It's deceptive. It can trick people. But here's the thing. If you're wearing like a full blackout set like that, and people see you a distance away, they're going to look at you and think, oh yeah, he's clearly wearing the Legacy Kevlar face mask. I can tell. Because, of course, why would you run around with full blackout? So some people might still be tricked, but I wouldn't be surprised if after a while people instantly recognise what you're actually wearing. Okay? And also, let's not also forget the likes of the fact that we're also getting, how many times did I just say also there? We're also getting the Twitch drops. We're getting that very special face mask right here, which is basically the exact same thing, but still with a strap. It's got a green top, and that's going to be given away for free. All right? That's going to be given away for free. And we're already fully aware that this is coming out, and this is coming out as of Monday. All right? Potentially, that could still maybe have a damper on the likes of the Legacy Kevlar face mask, but maybe not. Again, there's a black collection and there's green collections. That's going to probably get paired with the likes of Forest Raiders, for example. Maybe they don't even compete with each other. At the end of the day, by default, there's a lot of interest in these two skins, and things are definitely looking very good for them. But the only potential issue is, will they sell an absurd amount? And if that happens, well, maybe it's going to be far too much. Maybe there will be far too many skins that have been bought that people will compete to sell over, each other and whatnot, and the values of the skins could suffer. But like I said, if we do still expect to see even more people appearing over the course of the next few weeks, maybe it'll just instantly be fine. But at the very least, the smartest approach is abnormal barders first. So like I said, first of all, if you like it, by all means buy it, use it, enjoy it, and I wouldn't be surprised because, of course, it's absolutely amazing. But in terms of wanting to buy an extra 50 or so to be able to sell for a profit, let's do the barders first, all right? I think I've said that more than enough. You get the idea. You understand the routine. Play it patiently. It always works out best. Okay? All good? Right, so I feel like the next thing I'm going to need to talk about is the Legacy bow, but I'm very 50-50 on it. It's very awkward. Let me explain. This right here is expected to stick around throughout all of December. What do you mean by that? Well, basically, I wouldn't be surprised if this will still be here for next week's Rustor, and then a week after that, and the week after that. That was written in the recent Face Punch blog post. So this is going to persist all of this month at $3.49. Now, of course, this will become marketable next week, won't it? And it's also abnormal. Let's also point that out. Do you reckon the Legacy bow is going to be retaining that $3.49 price? I don't think so. And I can see it gradually go down in price. The only issue we have with this is we can't easily tell how many of these have been bought, because it's not a skin made by a skin creator, it's made by Face Punch, so we don't know subscriber counts and whatnot. But I wouldn't really be surprised if a lot of people bought it just because, well, a completely different type of hunting bow. I'm going to go get that. But I get the feeling the appeal of it probably won't really stick around forever. Awkward? Yes, I know. I'm fully well aware. But again, if it does persist, then I can't imagine it's going to be retaining its value. So if we do a smart buy order, things could definitely work out quite alright. But it's going to be very, very weird. Now, I could see this gradually just do quite alright as time goes on. But if it's sticking around for 4 Rust stores, yeah, maybe we just probably want to avoid it and just stick with doing a buy order, if that makes sense. How high will I potentially go? Well, I think I'm going to leave it until maybe Wednesday. Of course, he said that. But do you understand my issue? If this is going to be around for 4 weeks, especially with the likes of this is going to still persist to the point where it's post-Christmas, and there will be a lot more people playing around then, yeah, it's probably going to get bought out even more, and there's going to probably be an absurd amount of them in circulation. Now, here's the next thing. How good do hunting bow skins usually do? Well, I can show you right now. The answer is... yeah. Still a bit awkward, but yeah, I don't see many of them doing super great at the moment. Do you understand the problems? So whilst that's going to be really cool, maybe it won't be cool forever. But listen, right? Maybe people don't really care for all of these colourful ones. Maybe they want something that's outright super unique and whatnot. Fair enough, okay? But that is expected to be marketable and tradable, okay? So you have to question, is this always going to retain its $3.49 price? Could this potentially sell more than 30 or 40,000? But we can't tell. That's the problem. That's the issue. So, again, gradually as time goes on, when SCMM.app notices more sales on the Steam market and third-party sites, it will get a much better scope of how many of them are actually in circulation. But it's not going to immediately find that out after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It'll probably have to take several months, unfortunately. So if it doesn't sound super great for you, by all means, it's probably best to avoid it. Now you might sit there and say, but Hedge, why did you bring this up as the second skin? Because I can understand a lot of people probably instantly assumed it was going to be instantly great, but you have to be aware that this is out for all of December. All right, so it's going to persist during all the other December Rust stores, as stated in their Face Punch blog. So how you approach that is up to you, but I feel like I've said more than enough now to make you kind of question it, if that makes sense to you. Right, okay, so shall we move on? I want to talk about the Ninja AR. Now, this has sold an absurd amount, right? But it's also still an AK-47. I'm very hesitant with this, but I do know people happen to like the full black design. And again, you know, with what we just saw over here, maybe people are going to dress up like that and then use the new AK. That would look really cool, wouldn't it? And again, in the future, could we have even more Kevlar skins? Is it going to be even darker in tone compared to the likes of Blackout? Would that look very cool in regards to running around with that Ninja AK-47? Well, like I said, it's an AK. There's always going to be another AK. In fact, I can show that to you right now because we're just about to have Twitch rivals. Guess what? Guess how many Twitch drops we have that are AK-47? Oh man, it just appeared anyway. But there you go. 3 AKs are going to be given away for free. We have a very cool, nice and shiny golden red Pampots AR. You got a much more grounded, straightforward approach to the likes of Delicard's AR. And you have a nice pinky purple AK right here from Dylan Zito and Al Capone. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And then we also have a Nutcracker AK-47 being given away for free as well after Twitch rivals. So you got 4 more AKs literally after this. And then, of course, with the likes of Christmas just around the corner, there are also other Christmas skins, Christmas-themed AK-47s that have been submitted. Is that going to make that much of a difference compared to that one? Probably. But at the end of the day, with the amount that's sold already, and it's not even 24 hours, that could still potentially be a problem. But it's clearly got a lot of demand. So maybe it won't be going down that badly. But like I said, we're very likely to get even more AKs. It's not too hard to comprehend. I know a lot of you think I'm always like putting a damper down on the likes of all AK-47 skins, but you have to respect other people's behaviour. And, well, new shiny thing appears, they grab that, throw away the old one, but then another new shiny thing appears and they throw this one away and grab the new one. There's always another AK. And people aren't loyal to their AK-47s, unfortunately. So we'll see how it turns out, but at the very least I should point out its aim sight is a white tip. Now that's probably not going to be always okay in regards to the Arctic environment and whatnot. And earlier, when I did my roster rotation stream and video, we also pointed out that wouldn't you just want to stick with the likes of a Pirate AR, which is like half the price? It's mostly fully black and it has a red aim sight. Potentially a much better option in comparison to that. So, let's leave it until Wednesday. I know, he said it again, but again, being smarter, being more patient can lead to better results. I want to see where this ends up at. If it ends up at 40,000 sales, yeah, I think that's going to be too absurd, and I can't imagine it's going to be definitely okay after all of this. So, we'll see how it all turns out. We'll leave it for now. Let's now talk about the likes of potentially, maybe, Ronin hoodie and pants. So, with the likes of this, Ronin collection is effectively now complete. Yes, at some point we could still see the likes of maybe some boots. Alright, fair enough, we can respect that. But at the end of the day, we've got all the core pieces. The question now is, will people want to run around with this full set? Do people like this collection? Now, it wasn't that long ago where we talked about the hardsuit collection. That got wrapped up, it got us tier 2 armor, all the core pieces, and well, we don't know yet. We have to wait until like January when all the people have returned and when they, buy everything. Will this actually get used? Well, number one, it is a very cool looking set, but it's all red and you can't really run around like that in the grassy areas, the foresty areas. You will stand out. However, maybe some people don't care. Maybe people like the face mask and whatnot. Of course, the coffee can as well. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, how much will this sell in comparison to tier 2 and tier 3? This has already done 4,500 bare minimum sales, and it's not even 24 hours in. This very likely could potentially sell more than tier 3, and if that's the case, it's not looking to be a very good buy order. But if it's like equal or in between the tier 2 armor sales and the tier 3 sales, maybe it'll work out a lot better. Maybe it'll be perfectly fine after all of that. But then, there is the question of, do people actually want to use this set? Well, I am expecting even more weapon skins to be produced. We've already got the AK and, of course, the SAR. I would be surprised if we keep seeing more weapon skins and whatnot being produced. And this collection does effectively keep increasing, but it's only going to be weapons from here on now. Again, maybe there'll be another attempt for boots. We shall see. We shall see. So, again, you have to play it smart. You have to wait it out. Now, those clothing skins, hoodie and pants, they're not abnormal, all right? So we're just going to have to quite literally look at these on Wednesday, see if the sales match up to the likes of Tier 2 or Tier 3, then question whether we're going to jump in and buy into it or not. But I am hesitant because I can see these potentially selling more than Tier 3, and that would lead to problems. That would mean out of all of the skins that we have in the Ronin collection, these would probably end up being the cheapest because there's too many of them. There will be an excess amount in comparison to Tier 2 and, of course, Tier 3 armor. Sounds good? Now, the other skins, unfortunately, I'm just not really confident in them. Take a look at all the M249s that have come out over the past 2 years. What do you see? Well, there you go. Take a look at all the salvage sword skins that have come out over the past 2 years, and, well, there you go. So, both of them very likely might end up being 70 cent to 90 cent buy orders. And it is, that it is what it is. So that's basically it. Next up, for the next 2 weeks, we have Christmas Rust stores. I hope you are keeping an eye on the likes of the workshop. If you go to the Rust workshop, if you look at the collections, you will find that all of these skins are being... we're up to 136. There very likely will be even more. We very likely will end up between 150 to 200 skins, all right? And then, out of all of these Christmas skin submissions, 2 Rust stores would be picked out of them. Basically, about 2 batches of 10 skins will be picked out of this big fat list, and those will be our Christmas Rust stores for 2023. So go give this a good look. Look around. Look at the things you might like. Show your support for the skins you happen to like and whatnot. It's up to you what you do, but yeah, this is what we're expecting from here and now. And that's it. And then we will have one normal Rust store at the very end of the year, December 28th. So we shall see what happens next. Sounds good? So that appears to be it. I've said everything I needed to say. And with that, let's see how things play out. Now, in regards to Christmas-themed skins that we've already invested into, I haven't seen that much change. All right? But we need to see how things roll out over the course of this weekend. So let's at least wait for that. And if we still don't see any change, we then have to wait and see what's going to happen over the course of the next Rust store when all the Christmas skins are, the first Christmas Rust store appears. So maybe we won't see that much change until when that happens. And we have seen in the past with many other Christmas-themed Rust skins that a lot of them did peak in previous Christmases halfway through December, most likely due to the fact that the actual Christmas Rust stores appeared. So it's not the best. I know it's a waiting game still. I know I'm very sorry, but this is how it is. It's 2023 hasn't been as good as 2022. But 2022 had the force wipe literally on the 1st of December. So it was instantly like loads of people playing it, loads of people invested, loads of people jumping in. You get the idea. So it is different, and there's a very, very easy answer as to why. And so with that, be a little bit more patient. Christmas is just around the corner, and soon it'll be after Christmas, it'll be post-Christmas. We'll be able to sell all of our skins for much better prices, and fingers crossed, we will see potentially 100,000 average people playing 100,000 average player count during the likes of January 2024. That was my expectation. Will we actually see that happen? We're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? Catch you later, guys. Best of luck to you. See you later. Enjoy your weekend.